Trollord Games. Join the fray.
Have we joined the fray?
Yes, we've joined the fray.
The fray has arrived.
Let me cut down the background noise.
Dear Wolf
He's
and
gonna be freaking out.
Torpedoes and Joke with Kicker. Yeah, I got everything on there. That is.
Yeah, the monitor will put a little light on you too. You know, sometimes I actually have my monitor set on blue light now. You can do that in the settings. Way better for your eyes. Way better.
I don't know what any of that means. Do you want me to do that now?
No, why are we frozen? Oh, Jesus Christ! I went through this before. Hold on.
And the trolls are down.
I forgot the pop-up window has to stay up. So. Can everybody hear us okay? Oh, wow. Hold on. Wow. What happened there when I did that? I missed. Oh, I got to resize the window because I made the window big. Just a second.
I think we're live now. I see us over there on my phone, my fancy little phone that tells me stuff. Hey, Obsidian Risk, how you doing?
The audio is good, they say.
Yeah. I made that full screen now, so yeah, I got to fix this.
How's that? Is that better? Got sunlight everywhere. It's crazy.
There we
You
go.
got rain and you got sunlight. All right. Chuck, are we working or rolling?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you guys go ahead. I'm just resizing the window. I maximized it and it messed things up a little bit. There you go.
Well, all right. Well, welcome everyone. We're here for World of Aired on World Anvil. We get that backwards all the time. It's basically Wawa. But we're here to talk about what's going on in World Anvil and what we do and all that mess. Steve, you have any starting words? No, he's gone. I will warn people. I'll warn people that I'm not. Well, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. My internet is spotty at best. So I apologize if I sound more robotic than usual, and if I'm having technical difficulties, but Steve will just take over or anything. But we are here for World Animal. We'll give a chance for everybody to get up. Has anybody been watching the previous Twitch streams we've had this week?
Yeah, that, that is Trollord Tim on top, by the way.
Well, yeah, that's your favorite movie. Is that a show? I haven't.
It's a movie that I got captivated with about 6 months ago, and the visuals are so great. I keep bringing it up all the time. I think I talk about it every Twitch stream we've done.
I hear it. Oh, some people. Okay, they cannot hear us. Chuck.
They can't hear you, I think. Let me turn up. Let me see if it's on my side. I just turned Tim up. Let me know how you sound, guys.
Chuck, your voice sounds perfect as always. That's what somebody's saying.
They're just trying to kiss up to me.
Hey, Epi, you can hear me.
Yeah, I'm going to turn you guys up on my end. Don't worry about it right now. Let's see how it sounds.
How what sounds?
Tim, talk for a little bit.
All right, I'm going to talk. I was trying to be a good boy and do my taxes early, and I got them all filed, and then they were rejected. So,
There's no change.
so
So Tim, what I want you to do is I want you to go into Discord down at the bottom on your settings.
I'm in Discord, damn. Yes, I know.
And go over there and hit voice and video, and where it's got output volume, turn that up some. I think that's the right way, right?
The default built-in output device, video voice settings.
So at the very top, go to voice settings. At the very top, you got input and output.
Yeah. All right.
So what I want you to
Output volume up to 200% now. Oh no, I'm not voice push talk.
that don't get nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I know. Where I'm just saying is
It's like they're across the room and Chuck is in my head. So what is your input volume set to?
mine. Let's see. My input volume
That's the left one.
is set to maximum.
Maximum. Oh, you see, like on mine, I have. Are they two blue lines?
Yeah. Yeah, and the little bar thing is all the way over to the right.
On both of them?
I mean, Mike, if hold on a second. I'm working fine.
What's that?
It seems to be working fine for me. I mean, I did my little mic check.
No, you're fine. We just need to turn you up. So at the top under input device, you're saying it's maxed all the way out and output's maxed all the way out?
Yes.
Well, then we can't change that now, can we? How about you, Steve? He's getting close. Okay, you sound all right to me, though. They sound fine in Discord. I'm not real sure.
Is the output for this whole bloody thing?
I know what to do. Hold on, let me try something else here.
Borfaxer says they can't hear me either.
I'm turning it up on my end. See if that's better now, guys.
Is this any better? I'm speaking now. Normal voice.
42 says he can hear us, but we're very, very low.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can't hear us.
Let me go in here and look a second, and let me look at Streamlabs here.
So this is how you fill up a 2-hour show, right? You just mess around with it for the first hour or so.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Is that backwards?
Yeah, Borfaxer at least. So if we wanted to really quiet, we could.
All right, now try it. Tell me if you keep talking, guys. I'll probably cut myself down eventually.
All right.
Interpretive dance.
We don't normally have a problem with that.
Well, I don't know why this is really weird because we do this all the time. I don't know why it's different.
We're going to have to do interpretive dances to get our point across.
Okay. So I added.
I can do that.
How about now? Keep talking, guys. Keep talking. This is.
No
one wants to even hear us dance. But now
we're getting there, but now you're screaming.
It's okay. I'm adjusting it on this end.
He's getting us. All right.
Yeah, I can cut myself down. That's no problem.
Loud now. Okay.
Continue.
So if we're across the table.
I didn't do anything. What the fuck?
I'm sure I broke something.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Because you're always going to the lowercase, you know. There we go. How's that?
Oh, yeah. I always write in block though because my handwriting is so bad. No one will allow me to do it. And I'm back now. And there is audio feedback from like having a speaker too loud, a white noise sound. Is that coming from me, Grape, or someone else?
I'm turning mine down.
No, it's me. It's not you guys. Y'all don't mess with nothing. For God's sake, you're good. You're good.
Oh, yeah. Well, you'll tell my wife that.
And there you go. I think we are on picking up Stephen 10 through Chuck's mic. You turn yourself up.
All right. That should fix things. They are coming through the mic, but it should be okay now. Tell me how it sounds now. Should be.
I don't know. I can barely hear Chuck, but that's fine. I can hear him.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to hear me very much. I'm gonna be quiet.
I won't hear you that much. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, we should be good.
Can you hear me? You were really loud in there. This is fun, so no script. I'm glad someone's having fun.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. The input's wrong, but let's just roll with it. As long as they can hear you guys, that's all that matters.
All right. So we're gonna move on. Is that what we're gonna do?
Yes.
Press on, so to speak.
I'm impatient.
Okay. All right. Well, once again, we're going to try and welcome everybody to the World Anvil. No, World of Aihrde on World Anvil on Twitch and Discord. Wow, we're using almost everything we have. If we get an Instagram in there, we'll be getting a trifecta. But we're going to cover a little bit of what has happened since the inception of Aihrde and bring you up to speed where we are on World Anvil and kind of give you guys some ideas of what we're doing and what is happening with it, and hopefully you guys will see them. We're going to do a bunch of giveaways today, so stick around for those. I think we're going to be doing some, I know we're doing an ethereal badge for Gary Con. We're doing a signed Codex of Aihrde, I believe. What else are we doing, Chuck? I think Chuck is frozen.
No, I'm here.
But what else are we doing for giveaways?
Oh, sorry. I was answering some messages. Sorry.
This like being married.
Well, this is pretty much, you guys get to see what it's like when guys in the audience, the audio source has been routed wrong. I don't have time to fix it, so let's just roll.
Okay.
All right, so we have a
bunch of giveaways, so stick around. And after Chuck he'll take care of that. He'll let us know what's going on because I can't see it. We're running through Discord. But
yeah, I know what the problem is. I just don't want to stop the stream to fix it.
Basic background of what happened. Aihrde. I know you did 2 hours on it last night. Can you bring it down to like 2 minutes?
What Aihrde is, the world of Aihrde?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you who are just joining us on the stream, hopefully you can hear me babble. I will try to condense it better than I did last night. My condensing turned into a 15-minute, whatever lecture. But essentially, you have the world of Aihrde was created by the All-Father. He created the gods in the void. Then he discovered the maelstrom and went to the maelstrom, which was all the matter in the world. Settled upon that matter and began forming the world of Aihrde. After he had done so, the gods came to the world of Aihrde and began to mess around somewhat. He created a wall of worlds around that to keep creatures out of the void creatures in the void out of the world of Aihrde, while he could continue to make and create things. The gods began to do likewise, creating stuff. And fast forward history, he's created all the races and the monsters and all those other things. And the gods have done a lot, have interfered a lot with what he's doing as well, or worked with them depending on what part of the mythology you're in. After that, and the goblins come about after a war between one of the gods and the dwarves, and the goblins summon sorcery to the plane. The sorcery actually fractures the mind of the All-Father, spills all of these crazy creatures in different races like orcs and gnolls and whatnot into the world. Halflings come into the world that way as well, elves as well. And the All-Father transitions to a different being, for the lack of a better word, and a different reality, the dreaming sea. But the world continues to go on throughout its history. Humanity eventually, mankind eventually discovers the use of the dominant sorceries. After many wars and development and other stuff, they summon this creature from the void called Unklar. Unklar conquers the world of Aihrde. He is one of the gods called the Valor Kun, and locks it in the Winter Dark for 1,000 years. Now the players at my table actually play the Winter Dark Wars, which are the wars that overthrew Unklar, drove off the Winter Dark, and the world is born anew. And this is where you come in when you scoop up the Codex of Aihrde or jump on the World Anvil or whatever it is. And now the world is yours. It's just emerged from 1,000-year tyranny under Unklar. It's very new, it's very fresh, yet built on ancient foundations. So you, as the player or CK or GM or whatever system you're using, can dive in there and kind of make the world your own. That was pretty good.
Okay, now hold on a second.
About 2 minutes.
That's good. Now I'm gonna interrupt you for a second.
Yeah,
We can barely hear you, Chuck.
yeah, but I think if he turns up, he blows everybody's eardrums. He keeps doing this. I think he has to go number 1.
That's not the finger he usually gives me.
No, that's true. Mine. Do we still need to be quiet, Chuck?
Controls are with tech. It's hilarious.
I know we were bad. He keeps saying, "Just give me 1 second," but I'm getting that because I can read his lips. But I mean, I can.
Great page just working.
All right, we're working. But is Chuck working? Is he good?
You sound great.
I can hear you. All right, good deal. All right, so basically, we actually have like a lot of things. We have Chuck to thank for the bringing us to World Anvil, because when he came on, I think we were doing Facebook and Google Plus and Instagram, everything sort of half a bit, half-assed. But he brought in Twitch is one of them, and then he also mentioned World Anvil, and we've been wanting to do something with World of Aihrde Online, doing a database or something like that for a long time. And Steve had mentioned to me site worldofaihrde.com, which kind of gives you a little bit of information, but it's just sort of it's sort of like a sort of like his 2-minute speech there. You can get a flavor for it, but you can't actually do anything with it. So we started looking into World Anvil when Chuck had it, and it just sort of suddenly dawned on all of us that this was just something that, hey, this could be the place to put the World of Aihrde Online, where people could actually interact with it, look at it, and use the tools from it. One of the things that we started looking at, started trying to figure out, okay, how are people going to use this? And honestly, a lot of people are using it in different ways. They're using it as a database just to read things, find things, using it at their table. There is some functionality that we'd like to see added to it that they're still working on. But I think if you use this in conjunction with another VTT, you're going to have a vast amount of information at your fingertips. Steve is a book person. I love to read, but I own 18 books now at that. I had over 4,000 with my dad. And I moved around so much, I'm like, oh, screw this. So I kept getting rid of books and books and books and books. And I had Kathy take a few. But beyond that, so this allows you basically to have the World of Aihrde, at your fingertips, but also searching very fast through. It's still good to have books because we want people to buy books, but I think for my money, being able to read through this, if I wanted to know anything about Darkenfold, up in the left-hand corner here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I need to go back over to mine. This is where I'm trying to figure out. You guys can see the world of Aihrde on our on the screen, right? And
They can't.
they can't.
No, they can. Yeah, should be able to.
Okay. All right. So now I'm kind of just scrolling through it, and again, my internet's a little slow here, but I'll try to respect the delay. We started.
Silence, my old friend.
Oh yeah. Hello. Isn't it darkness? Hello, darkness.
Yeah, it is,
Silence.
isn't
You never let me play that in the car.
it? All right, we're back. Was there a reason for that, Chuck, or is it just internet outage, or what? Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So that concludes the giveaways, right?
Yeah.
We gave everything away. Oh, all right. So let's see. Let's get back to what we were talking about, which allows me to regroup and do a little bit better job, maybe. I was just showing everybody a couple of my favorite functions on here. And we'll dive into this a little bit more, and we'll dive into all of the Aihrde. But to me, the search function is one of the greatest things on here. I typed in, I think when you couldn't hear me, was Brnovica, because I wanted to. That's just something I said, let's just find something. And so it brings up the articles that have Brnovica in it, and then the images that are in it as well. And so if you want to find out any kind of information, you can go there, click on it, or click on the document for Belgrade's Acts. This is one of Davis's new things, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And I should mention that, an integral part of this is missing. Wayne, what is his name on the Twitch? I think Red Dragon something. He really helped put all this together on the tech side. He sort of took the mantle in getting all of those, set up. And so he was hopefully going to be here today, but he has to work. But we'll get him on another time, and he can kind of explain the back end if anybody's interested on how this is done. But he did a lot of this work, and what you're looking at right now is some of his work. We had a lot of. Yeah.
Right.
No, go ahead.
Scroll back to the top. I want to kind of make a comment because we talked about this a little bit yesterday. I want to interject if I can for a second. Actually, go back one screen.
Okay.
You had like 3 options for Brnovica. Yeah, there you go. So this is one of the cool things about World Anvil that I'm actually. It's kind of funny because I do a lot of writing for Aihrde, obviously, and when I'm getting into it, I'm finding myself more and more going to World Anvil because of that search function that you're talking about. The Codex of Aihrde it's a great resource, but its index is limited in the version we've got right now. We've been working on a more expansive, index to get in there, but it's going to be a little bit before it comes out. And here you can actually type in, and everywhere that's a country. Bernavice is a country that the hobgoblins rule. It's one of the few actually humanoid kingdoms in the world of Aihrde, but you just type it in and it pops up, so that whatever references, whether it's in an adventure or the codex or the player's guide to Aihrde or whatever, that material is going to come up and you can dive into it very, very quickly. So World Anvil, if you're running games in Aihrde, even if you don't have computers at your table and you're not setting that up that way, just doing the research and getting prepped for it, World Anvil is extraordinarily helpful for the index alone, for the search function alone.
Yeah. No, it's I think the search is really cool. And if you're just wanting to explore, obviously you can do it via map, or you can do it during, by going to what they call the codex. I just call it the table of contents. I probably should change that titling there. Getting a little feedback somewhere. Where's that coming from?
Oh, we picking up something?
That's coming from me. No, that was coming from me from my phone. It was playing the delay, and I could hear the voices in my head. It was you, so telling me to get back to work, get off Twitch. But apparently that was for naught. All right, so we are looking at the basic page for World Anvil, the home page. And so we had, I don't know, I think like 16 volunteers in the beginning helping put everything in here. And there is a ton of content in here, and we even don't have everything in there. We're still debating the best way to do like monsters, some, and spells, and a few other things that will help you play. But we decided to set it up so that we could do it where we could have a free section for people. Then we could have some sort of little tiered different levels for people to try out as to see what they like, what they might want to do, what they need. We have a follower section, which is just free. All you got to do is give us a follow on World Anvil, and then you can email me, and I'll give you a code, or basically just give you access to the follower section. And then there's a $5 level, which gets you a few adventures, a few of the things, some of the history. Then there's a $10 level, which gets you a lot more of the adventures, a lot more of the history, a lot more of the countries and stats and things like that. And then I think there's a $15 level, and that one is everything. And basically, one of my arguments has been is that's everything Aihrde. If we are doing Aihrde and we put it out there, then it's going to go into World Anvil. I know that you're talking a little bit about trying to figure out the best ways to do a lot of that, but if it's an adventure, like we released M1 and M2 not too long ago, and we just put those in. And we're going to have more stuff coming down the pike soon, and it'll go in here as well. Wayne's really good about just taking it and either doing it himself, or I'll do it, or getting one of the volunteers to help us out. So usually it'll go up pretty fast.
Yeah, another nice thing that about the World Anvil, and you and I discovered this, I guess, a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I can't remember now. A lot of the adventures that Davis and I have written that take place in Aihrde, particularly for Free RPG Day, and some of these just odd and Kickstarter adventures that we write as a stretch reward for the Kickstarter, they always take place in Aihrde. So there's terrain that we're covering in that adventure, and we write the terrain up. So I don't know, you or I or Wayne, someone discovered that there was, I think you asked me about a wood, and I said, no, we've written that up, and it wasn't in the codex. So we found it in A2, I think is where it was, or A3 or something, already written up. So it's a whole lot of content that if you just snatch the codex or the player's guide to Aihrde or whatever, there's still a lot of content floating around out there that is not readily accessible, because we don't even know where a lot of this stuff has just kind of been sucked in after 20 years of publishing this material. It's all God's creation. But as we find it, we throw it into World Anvil so you can access stuff that you may not even know has been written up in some archaic, stretch report module.
Well, it's a great thing for us to find and to refine, and refine the way this is done by being able to put in even more information just by having people go through each thing and then making its own little entry in there so it's findable. I apologize, guys. I'm outside because my wife is inside working, and then there's a train going by, and it is wicked loud. So just give it a second, and it'll die down.
It is amazing how many trains actually lumber by your house.
Oh, I know. They go by, and then you forget about them because you're just not paying attention. Then all of a sudden, you're trying to do something where you actually have to talk to somebody, and it screws up bad. So, again, well, please, we're going to keep on rambling here. Go ahead.
Let me ask you. So when you were a kid, and anybody in the stream out there, when a train, I used to go to my grandmother's house down in Monticello, Arkansas all the time, and when a train would lumber by, we could go out, not chase the train, but go out and wait. And the guy in the caboose, and I remember a caboose, I know that trains don't have them anymore, but he would throw bubble gum to the kids, so we would get out on the tracks after the train was scooping up bubble gum.
I did not know that. No, I've never seen that. You do remember the cabooses. I don't know. Of course, I see the trains about 20 times a day, and I never really pay attention anymore.
I don't think they have cabooses anymore. It's all digital or whatever.
So,
yeah, probably.
Can everybody hear me okay in stream? Not you two birds. I know y'all can hear me. Hope the stream can hear me. Let's see if they can before I make my very important announcement.
Yeah.
So Grape never got any smashed coins.
I used to do that.
Grape Ape, can you hear this voice better?
All right,
yeah, that's a great voice.
We were a little delayed because I clicked the wrong buttons on the thingy. Okay, that's troll talk for us low tech trolls out there. I saw what you said, Bifford. Anyway,
that's high tech troll talk.
So, right. All right, so I've got a giveaway we need to do right now because the giveaways are piling up on me. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
We're going to do a giveaway for 5 Patreon demo packages. Tim, tell them what they're going to win.
All right. Well, so unfortunately, Patreon does not allow you to just give away, a Patreon or whatever, for lack of a better word. So we can't just give that away. But what we can do is we can give you world access, World Anvil access. We're going to do World Anvil at the highest level, and that's also will get you GMTT. And then periodically we send out, or twice a week, I usually send out updates with little sneak peeks and other things like that. We can't get you in on that, but if I get your email and get it set up, I'll try to remember to email you the things that go out. So it's kind of, we're going to call it a trial package. You can get 3 months of this. It'll be all free. You'll get full access to everything on the Codex, or on World Anvil. So that will be, we're going to do 5 of those. Yeah. And
yeah, so basically, whoever wins, join our Discord. You message me. I'll get your info. I've already got this worked out with Bake. We're going to work a little thing on the side, so you don't have to worry about it. All you have to worry about is, I'll get with you on that, Tim, but basically the Patreon emails. But we got it all figured out. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so
Excellent.
Let's do that, shall we? I'm going to start the giveaway.
Yeah, get it.
Exclamation point raffle, okay? Not waffle, raffle. It's very important, okay? So,
not bad.
Hopefully everybody can hear me okay, right? In chat. There we go. There's Grimpure. Hey, Grimpure.
Hey, see you.
Let's start this. All right, we should.
All right, let's do it.
In just a second. All right.
Okay.
The surf, you may want to try again. It didn't get you.
Yeah. Yeah, you usually will get a confirmation.
Yeah, there's like a little
you've
delay
entered.
at the beginning. So eat the surf.
All right.
Try
so
again.
we're
Sorry. Go ahead.
So are we're gonna we're gonna keep on going now
Yeah, and
while
I'll
the
interrupt the hell out of
raffle's
you in a
running.
minute. So go ahead. You're fine.
That's good. Yeah. All right. Cool. Steve, let's see. Where were we? Did Steve leave? I just heard something go bad.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah,
He got bashed for
gone
a
and
minute.
he's back. Ah, he always gets that way when he has to powder his nose. So while Steve is getting back up here, we'll talk about. There he is. We'll talk about a little bit about what the maps, and we can get some people's input here on the maps, and we're just trying to figure out a problem that we have kind of with them. If, for instance, I go down, you can see the maps, and I'll go slow here. The World of Aihrde map. Then below that is the Lands of Ursel map. Then the Southwest Ursel. Then you're going to find the Darkened Fold. The Darkened Fold, I think, is probably one of the worst ones. This, isn't it, Steve? The what do you call it? The mouse overs that mess up.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we've kind of noticed on the World Anvil. There's so many. So when you zoom in, there's lots of terrain that's covered and named, I should say, creeks, small wooded areas. Inside a forest, you're going to have like the Vale Wood, stuff like that. So these kind of begin to crowd the map up somewhat, and we've discovered as you scroll across that.
And I'm trying to give them an example, but it's just taking a minute.
Okay. Yeah, that lots of balloons pop up with information on them. And it can be a little bit distracting. So we're trying to create a kind of work through on that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Great Page. A huge amount of material for sure.
Yeah. So basically what happens is I'm going to mouse over places and we're going to, you'll see that a little bit of, you mouse over it, it tells you the name of it, and then a little bit of a synopsis. But we're thinking of maybe just trying to get rid of everything but the name, because some things aren't going to be highlighted because it's not been peopled yet. So the only way for you to know is to double click on everything. But if we just went over something and it just had the name of it as well, or active, or click here more, whatever, that might reduce those big bubbles and make it go away. Man, is that really that slow? Is it? It hasn't even gotten there yet, has it? On the Twitch.
I don't think so.
Apple.
No, no, it's called Hardy. It's called Middle of Nowhere. And I'm actually using Exceed for upload. So my download is slow, but so you guys are probably getting it faster than I am. Because frequently when I usually am on the shows trying to help out a little bit or doing something for the show while I'm doing other work, and I will be listening to it going on, and when the show is over, I have to look down at the thing to say thank you, bye, or whatever, and mine will be going for another 3 or 4 minutes. I'm that far behind. I just have no idea what it's done until Steve says, "How'd it go?" And I'm like, "You're talking to me twice." So anyway, if you go over these, you'll see what I mean, like that. But this also gives us a good way to kind of get in here and take a look. Steve, I don't know if you can see, but I'm in the Darkened Fold. Maybe we should try like maybe Innsmeat or Greenbrier, something that's got a lot of stuff in it. You can kind of see what.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over to Innsmeat, and then I'm going to click on it. And when I click on it, where I mouse over it, it gives a little information. But if I actually click it, you'll get more information on the left-hand side while you've got the map still there, so you can kind of take a look at it. My wife just texted me and said Killing Eve is going to end after season 4. Oh, that's a shame.
That's too bad.
I love that show. Well, you can go on and on about your legend and whatever. But I like the senseless violence too, and this is really good senseless violence.
I love
Um,
senseless violence on TV shows. You know, I'm watching that.
Tim, don't worry about
Huh?
his choices of video and film. I've learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got less
Well,
than 2
we've been
minutes.
watching. We've been watching stuff for. All right, we've been watching stuff together for now on 30 years now, and most of the time we can agree on something, but we diverge a little bit. But anyway, you were saying you like violence too, Steve.
Oh, I have no idea what I'm saying, but yeah, you know, and we discovered I'm Sorry, which was a great TV show, fantastic TV
Yes.
show, and they canceled.
Yeah, I know. And we lose it. That was a really good, clever, I thought, well written, funny show. I think we spent one con. That's all we did. Hide out in the room and watch it.
We binge watched both seasons.
Yeah. That was fun.
So let me ask a question real quick, if I can, about the map real quick. Steve, you did say Peter was the one that he hand drew all this?
Chuck. Do what?
I said, did Peter hand draw all these maps?
Yes. So this is so some of the early stuff was done by Davis, my brother, and Mac Golden, but Peter has done all of this. I don't know if you guys could see it, but that map, those are the lands of Ursul, and what you're looking at there is the darkened fold, and that's here. And Peter drew all of that, and then I think where we started was the world map on this, and he drew that as well. He's got some work to do. He just had, we've been so busy on it that we haven't had time to go back to it. But like on the world map, he needs to go in and draw more terrain features to kind of zero in on that. But yeah, that's all Peter Bradley.
No, I was wondering about that. I didn't know. Sure.
Yeah, he's very good at it. He's very funny too. I don't know. He and I've worked together since 2005 or 3 or something like that. And at this point, he knows kind of what I like, so he's more than happy to put it in there.
Right. All right. So this is a good place to pause. I'm going to do the drawings. Let me find it here. We're going to pick a real winner. You guys ready? First up is
Bring it.
Eat to Surf. Eat to Surf. Hit me up in the Discord. Eat to Surf.
Congrats.
In there. Congrats. Next up is Grimpure. I don't know how to pronounce the first part of that, but congrats, buddy. Congrats.
Oh yes, yeah. Does that mean like sky, blue, something like that?
He must be an English major. Anyway, Grape Ape of Texas. There we go. The PTO president himself.
Oh boy.
All right, very good. Next up is Bifford. Him who chastises Troll Tech. Yes. And then last but not least, Jim BJM. And I don't know if I recognize you or not, if you are in Discord or not, but here is the link. If you could just join the Discord and message me, I'm on the right, Troll Lord Chuck. I'll get you access for all that good stuff. You can still barely hear me? Oh, I can fix that. How about now? I bet I sound good now. It was all the way down. That should probably be better. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. So for the last winner there, who was it? I done flipped off the page of it here. Yeah, Jim.
Oh, that was Jim.
Yeah, I just need you to hit me up in Discord if you could, please. Hopefully he'll hear that.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, so while we're here at this giveaway, let's do another giveaway because, yeah, we've been running behind. And then I'm going to let these guys loose on you again. So we're going to do one more giveaway real quick here. Actually, there's what we have coming up. But the next one we're going to do right now is we're going to do the signed World Anvil map that Steve's going to sign off on. This beautiful, delicious map. There's a preview of it, the lower left on the stream there. You guys see that? So he's going to get a signed copy. That's what it is, right, Steve? You got one of those, right, laying around?
Yes, I do. I've even got a special pen to sign on that stuff.
Oh, shit. That's even cooler.
It'll be in a 2-ball. Very nice.
All right, so I'm going to start this other giveaway up here. Let me complete this one out. Go down to here, and let me find. You know, we have a whole lot of stuff in here for giveaways. This is crazy. You trim this back a little bit.
Are you throwing in the pen?
Do what? All right, here we go.
Oh, someone
Let's
asked
do
us
this.
if he's throwing in the pen, Epi. Well, if
Oh,
he does
Epi.
that, he won't be able to sign.
There we go. Hop in as soon as it pops up there. There we go.
There it is. All
Yeah,
right,
so
looks
while-
like we're going again.
All this is going on, I got a text from the printer that something's wrong with the Warden file.
Oh no.
So that's what I've been typing over here. This is the third time we're going to have submitted this 700-page book.
It takes a while to get it in there too, doesn't it?
It does. I have to walk away from the computer because if I do much, it interrupts the thing, and then they get this kind of intermittent pages. It's very weird.
See, and that's
So
that's
graphic.
kind of what you were talking about last night about stuff that people don't know about. You know.
Absolutely, yeah, and it is consuming time. I was supposed to have that all approved today, but it's still not even set up, so I can approve it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make that work.
The fun.
Oh,
All right, so you guys continue
right,
on. If you
well-
want.
okay, thank you. So let's get back to we were looking at ends meet, and now it's here. Thankfully, you can kind of see.
Can we do this? Might be impossible to do, but what I'd like to do, if you could, just to show those people that are kind of new to World Anvil and even new to the world of Aihrde, zoom out to the world map, and then step by step zoom all the way into ends meet so they can see what.
Okay, I can do that. Hey, Chuck, can you take the map off the overlay?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to do that. My apologies. I was answering a
All right.
message.
No worries.
There you go.
Let me
Sorry.
go back to the world. Yep.
All right, well, you're
All
zooming
right,
out.
so now I'm zooming out now. I'm going to go to the world of Aihrde, and we're gonna drill our way down from there. And we can talk about that too, the way this is done. Basically, when you see, did you guys see the world of Aihrde map yet? Not you and Chuck, but the people out there.
Yeah,
in
it's on
the
stream.
world.
It's on stream.
It's on
Got the stream up.
All right, good. You just need to tell me because mine's so slow, it's never going to show. But all
Yeah,
right, so
no worries.
anything in blue does not have a blow up map yet. So right now, what we're looking at is anything in red that's going to take you into it. So we're going to go from where we are now.
Yeah, if you look at the world map that he's got now, like he said on the red there, that red, those are the lands of Ursel, and that's this map right here that's all covered in the Codex of Aihrde, which is the main huge book for Aihrde. All right, zoom that sucker in.
All right, do you want me to go to the next map or just kind of zoom in? Do you mean go to the lands of
Or
Ursel?
the next map, I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right, so I can click on it, and it'll take us there.
Now, some of that
There
on
we
the
go.
world map should have a little informational bubble, right? Because that's already in the codex. I believe that's on the world map.
Yes, but it doesn't have them. It doesn't have another map to it, another blow up map. The way this is designed is to try to get people to know where the blow up maps are. But yeah, we could have moused over some of that.
Okay. So this here's the lands of Ursel, and we're gonna go to Ends Meet.
Yeah, and we need to go down to southwest land.
That's going to be.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get this.
Yeah, no, it's moving a little
I
bit
need to
slow.
get. Yeah. It'll get there.
around my room.
All right, so now we're actually one more out. We are now in the southwest Ursel. The way this is broken up into 9, I believe, 9 sections, so you can kind of get a view of everything from each place. And what we're looking at now is just kind of anything that I mouse over on my way is getting in my way. Yeah, that is kind of annoying. But
Yeah,
now
it's
we're
one
going to
of
go into. You just have to learn how to avoid them. Now we're going to go into dark and fold.
Great, babe. So yeah, if there's a pin there, that means that area is mapped in more detail, and you can go into it. You can go to the next map, like Tim just went to this one into the darkened fold. But now I think there's only a couple of maps that are at this level. We haven't quite gotten to fleshing all of these out. So if you wanted to go to Innsmeet, you would be able to hit the red pin that takes you to the lower quarter, southwestern quarter, and then the next pin that takes you to the darkened fold. And now we are actually in the darkened fold, heading to Innsmeet.
Yeah, and so we are now at Innsmeet, and you can see when I put my mouse over it, it says Innsmeet, small village of Innsmeet on the Muddy Wash Creek. C6 Innsmeet adventure takes here. One of the things that we're still working on too is that you can we're trying to reference everything into every reference. So if an adventure takes place someplace, you'll be able to find that on the map as well and go to that adventure if you want to. Or you can go the other way, because if you go to the Innsmeet adventure, then it's going to take you, you can click on a place, it'll take you to the Innsmeet map on the map itself. So we're gonna do that now. We're gonna click on Innsmeet, and somebody had a suggestion there. Eat to Surf said maybe a little window that pops up, pop in, so you don't have to keep turning them off. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we're a little bit limited by the program that Dimitri and Janet made. Janice or Janet? Anyway, the people of World Anvil made. There's certain things that we can't get. Now, they're very good about trying to update some things, and this may be one of the things we want to try and update or ask them to update. But for now, we're sort of limited. I'm thinking just maybe if I put my mouse over Innsmeet, it's just going to say Innsmeet, and then you'll know to click on it. You know, if for some reason,
the information
like Renee Mount,
same stuff that's
didn't have
anything.
Right. Yeah, just something small. And but if I can mouse over Renee Mountains, we don't have anything there, so nothing happens. So that's probably going to be the way that they'll be able to tell. Oh, hey, Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck maybe left. Oh, so you want to interrupt this one more time? I see your raffle has ended.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, I was answering some stuff here. Okay, raffle. Who's it going to be? So we're going to have a signed World of Aihrde map from Steve. All right, let's see who this is. 42 data squirrels. Awesome. The man in Alaska.
Wow.
By the way, data squirrels, I'm going to make you very happy very soon. Just so you know, things are turning. That's all I'm going to say. I can't say nothing right now. Things are turning. Anyway.
Well, congratulations to you. All right. Okay, so now we're going to get to Innsmeet. So now the way you can look at this is several different ways. It gives the history of it, the information, everything we've got. Anything like you see that is in red is a link, that's the adventure, and then you have the Cockleburn Tavern, which is going to be one of the things in there, and there'll be any image or any kind of information. You can click on that and go there. Then it'll break down the population if there's there, the government, all these little things that Steve has put in there that make this really, really special. And now you can just find them at the click of a finger. Is there anywhere you want to go in here, Steve?
No, I was just
Me and Steve are
wanted-
working, Tim.
I'm trying.
We're
I'm
trying
trying
to
to
work
fix this
here.
Well, okay, I would like to go to the Cockleburn Inn and Tavern. So now I'm going to click on that, and we're going to go there.
Oh.
And so
I'll be
this
there
is
just
what,
a second.
yeah, take your time. I know how to talk a little bit. There's the Cockleburn Inn and Tavern, and you can see how we have it kind of laid out. This is one of those isometric maps.
Mhm.
I don't know who did this one, but I really like it. Then it gives you some information about the inn, so you can go put your game in there. You can find out more information, play it around. Now, here's one of the things. Okay, mine is on the back end, so it's going to say edit article, but yours is going to have just read full article. And if you hit the read full article, it's just going to make a new whole map. Now, is Chuck, somebody, is that showing the Cockleburn Inn and Tavern on the
It
full
is now.
screen?
Yep. Well,
Okay.
almost full.
Uh,
Yeah.
It switched my tab on me, so I wasn't sure.
It looks
So then you
good.
click on that, and it'll give you more information at the bottom. Yeah, I just love this little map. I think it's really cool.
I love isometric maps. They're my absolute favorite. As actually talking to Elisa today, we were looking at the isometrics she did. She only did one of them, I think, for the CKG. But isometric maps are absolutely beautiful.
Awesome. All right, man. We'll see you later, CL. Take care. He's gonna win and leave, he said.
That's the way to do it.
Right. All right. So let's go back to here, and let me ask you guys: is there anybody here that is using World Anvil now in their games, or just to read or to do anything? If there is, tell us what you think and what you might like to see. I mean, we still have some more stuff to put in here. For instance, like the spells and monsters and stuff. And I think there is a way to get a dice roller in here, but you know, what would you use this for?
Dude, I completely forgot about the dice roller. Where are we at?
Oh, I'm taking care of that.
Okay.
It's I've got I'll talk to you later about it. It's fine. I know it's scary around here because sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have a panic attack about, oh, did I do that? Oh, there's something I forgot to do. Yeah, it's just so many bits and pieces.
So just to give everyone kind of into all of this stuff that we're doing, so it's rare that we send 3 books, 2 of them extraordinarily large, to the printers simultaneously. Though we have done it, it's just rare, and 2 boxes to be made simultaneously, plus these other odd end things like the World Anvil that we're working on now, and Twitch and everything else, including the dice roller. So I think so many things have been going wrong in the past, 5 or 6 days. I think it's normal. I just so many projects going on simultaneously that I feel as if everything's
That's true.
come unsprung.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Yeah, we normally maybe 1 problem in a day, but if we have 3 big projects, it's probably 3 problems.
All right. It's just, what do they say in the Trailer Park Boys? It's the way she goes, boys. It's the way she goes.
Exactly. All right. So now let's see, big fan last night. So does World Anvil have a CNC character sheet? We have something that is sort of a facsimile of that. 42 data squirrels. We are working on getting something in there. The last I talked to, I think it was we were going to try to use Eppies that was made. And Wayne, if Wayne were here, he'd be able to speak to this better because I'd sort of pass that off to Wayne to try to get set up. The way that works, I can probably take you into the back end here in a few minutes. And you build the way things are built, they have different sections for different things, and building characters or building, settlements, building any kind of location, that kind of thing. But that is one of the things that you're working on to try and get finalized. So there will be one within there that you can use. And then let's see, Kagadora, you asked, can you add links out of World Anvil? For example, if I'm looking at an area on a map and see an adventure, then have a link to buy it. Yes, there is. Now, that's if you want the print. Now, I know that we got into this about the same time that, hold on a second, my wife is handing me a note. I heard about that.
Is this about the show being canceled? I'm just asking for a friend.
No, she has not. She was asking me if Maggie had been medicated or fed. So for those of you who haven't checked out our Ends Meet TikTok yet, you haven't met Maggie. She's my 13-year-old boxer, and she's just old. She's a sweetheart, but she's getting on up there, and she's setting her ways. And I have been waiting. I'm so happy that we finally had this time change, because she'd gotten pushing her 5 o'clock meal to 4 o'clock. She started getting antsy about 3:30 to be fed at 4. It was driving me nuts every day. She wanted to do that, and she wanted to go for a walk, and so anyway, I was like, yeah, it's going to change when we get to an hour ahead. So now she only starts bugging me about 4:30. But since we had this show to go through, she's been laying there on the futon panting, and now Mary's down, so she's going to feed and medicate her and get it ready. But anyway, I'm sorry for that digression. I just cracked me up. Anyway,
there's so many distractions today. My phone's going off. I'm getting Skype. We've done streams all week and nothing. But
now it's like we can't even.
You know what? You know what it is? It is the fact that you and I are together. We're both so bad at certain things on the internet. And you put those together, it's just hell. We need to stay away from each other.
We combine our tech karma, and
we do. Yes. Okay, so I know where I was. We were coming in to this about the time that Frog God was, and they were building their world. And so we were building ours and started looking at theirs, and they have all these really cool ways to go buy things within their system that you can go off the page, click on it if you want to go buy a print. And that's one of the things that we're working on. But one of my arguments was I would rather get more of the book, not the book, but more material in here before we mess with that. Because if you're a Patreon at the $15 level, you don't need to go buy it. You already have it. Your adventure is here. You want to go play Ends Meet? All I got to do is go to Ends Meet, and if I can find it.
I use it all the time for my face-to-face games because I can't remember everything. Not all of us can be like Steve, So.
Right. Yeah. He does have a very good memory. And what he doesn't remember, he just makes up. But he does it so plausibly that it doesn't.
The secret's out.
It's just like he reminds me so much of my eldest brother, who for years I thought the phrase was not maybe so, maybe no. I thought it was maybe no, maybe not, because he would just say that to me. And then he told my younger brother, he told my middle brother that we were rich because we had mirrors in color. This was back when black and white. I mean, that poor bastard is warped. So, he's lucky to be getting out of the world alive. But I'm trying to get us up to Ends Meet real quick and reminisce about that. That cracks me up. He's such a good liar, but Steve is a liar.
Until you're busted, just keep rolling.
Oh yeah, you just keep doing it until they call you on it. Mary basically call on me. All right, so here we are at Ends Meet, the actual adventure. Now I have to give a shout out here to Epi. He was able to figure out a format so we could have the cover, the front and the back cover on here, so it gives you that feel of it. And then basically you get to here and it gives you the page you would find maybe on the sell sheet or on the back of the page or in the front. You got the introduction, and then a little information over here about what installment it is within. This is in the sorry, in the canopy green, and so it'll also have a list of all the others are in canopy green. And then if you want to read the document, you click on read the document, and there's your adventure. I mean, you can go buy it. I'd love for you to go buy both and go get the print and digital from our store. But if you're doing the Patreon, you've got it right here. So that's one sort of answer to that. And I didn't miss any other. Let's see.
Well, I kind of missed it as I was talking to Peter about the Starship Warden. If they wanted to buy the print copy, do we have a hyperlink that takes them to the TLG store and they can scoop it up and roll?
There are a few in there, but at that point, we were having so many people put so much stuff in there that that I wanted him to put that in first, because my argument was it's already here. You can go buy it, but if you're at the $15 level, you can get it right here and play it.
Right.
Now, I certainly want them to go to the store, but that's the idea. So now
what he's saying is we need interns. Is what he's saying.
But it is, it's doable to get a bunch of interns, right? We can go in and hyperlink it, and it takes them to the store, blah, 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 blah.
Yes, and there are so many different things that we want to get done with this. That this is never going to stop. I mean, we're always going to improve. So now let me take you through a little bit of the thing, and you'll realize what I mean and what a momentous task it is, monumental task. If you're looking at the adventure, you start reading about the Muddy Wash. Now, the Muddy Wash is a creek, blah, 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 at the village of Innsmeet. Now, Innsmeet has got a reference, so you need to hyperlink it. Its headwaters are about 300 yards south of the post road. Well, the post road has a link, so you got to link it. Get down to the Mistbane River, it's got a link, so you've got to link it. I mean, there is just so much that we can do that we really scratch the surface on this. It's still going to read like the book, an adventure, but if you just wanted to do, like, I'm sort of an encyclopedia junkie. I love doing anything with, when I was a kid, you'd get the encyclopedia and you'd read about this, and then you go, oh, what is that? So you go down and get, S, and then you start reading S, and then, you know what I mean? This is kind of what this is. It allows you to hyperlink around your world. Oh, I know what it is. My wife and I, we watch shows, and it takes us maybe 2 hours to watch a 30-minute show because we see somebody we recognize and we want to know who they are. And we go to that, and then I start clicking on somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. And then, 2 hours later, we're wondering where the hell the show is.
Into the rabbit hole.
Yes, exactly. Down that rabbit hole.
Grape Ape and someone else in there, I thought, Kador, whoever, said something about it's kind of hard to find the world from the homepage, the World Anvil homepage. Is that?
Yes, I mean, you can't really. It's an unfortunate thing because, well, unfortunate is sort of a strong word. This was not meant really for a business sort of aspect of it and finding an index of all the worlds. I haven't been to that page, but maybe one time when you just go to worldanvil.com. I don't know where that is. Not even sure what it says really, because
yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for those of you who might be very new to World Anvil came out a few years ago, and the idea behind the original creation of the site wasn't necessarily for companies like Troller Games to bring their worlds to it so people could dive in, but it was for you when you're running your games in whatever world that happens to be, whether it's Aihrde or whatever. Greyhawk, then you could set up an account on World Anvil, and your players could go see what's going on, and other people could see what your world's like and what's happening in your campaign. And later they kind of fit it. Is that correct? So that publishers
that's pretty close. Yeah. Fun fact, actually, Demetrius coded that whole website for his wife because she writes for her to put her world on there, and then she shared it with some friends, and then off to the races.
Yeah, so I guess they don't really have a way. They were never particularly set up for you to search for someone's world. It was really for you to set up an account, go in there, play in your world, enjoy your RPG, and move on. So the whole thing is kind of,
And-
we're coming to it from the
Yeah, and
left.
that's also why it lacks a lot of the gaming mechanics that people want to see. Like, I mean, it has some rudimentary stuff in there, but it by no means was designed for that. And I know they've played around with what to do. It's like when you create anything, how far you want to take your creation, you know?
Right.
So.
Yeah, and it's really they've got to decide what they do for it. But for us, it works as long as people know the link. If they know where to go to and what they can find there. I'm just reading some of these comments. Grape Ape said he had the Frog God Game 1 when it first came out, but could never figure out how to get to their world from my main world. Anvil personal page. Now that should be when you have different worlds. I think under the document section. My world memberships that Jolt with Kicker is saying. It's where you want to go. But it is a little bit it can be a little bit disconcerting. And of course, we're guilty of this more than most. We go to, I go to our Castle Crusades Facebook page. I don't go off of that. I don't go other places. I'm sort of insular. I'm working, so I'm kind of exploring other people's stuff. Or on Twitch. I spent a great, 2 hours last night exploring Twitch and looking at some of the other channels that are out there. And it was really a lot of fun to discover some new streamers that I haven't seen, and make a few friends along the way. That was kind of cool. That's one of the reasons I like TikTok. I think it's on my phone. It brings out an algorithm of dogs and damage and violence that I like, and then I can just kind of scroll through and see different things that are short and sweet. I don't have to pay much attention to it, but I get to get out of my own little world. But so much of what we do is spend time in here. So really, I guess my point is, it's really kind of hard to know what is happening in the other parts of World Anvil unless you're looking at other worlds. So I need to do that. You need to do that. Chuck, do you do much of that? Do you go out of ours, or are you too busy these days?
I do some. It's kind of funny, actually. Prior to TLG, I did a whole lot more. Now, since I deal with our stuff directly, I find myself having, I don't want to say less time as much as less interest in it, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does, but I'll guarantee you that less time works too.
Yeah.
Well, that might have something to do with it. While we're talking about that, hey, let's do another giveaway. How about that?
There you go.
All right.
So,
yeah. While you're doing that, go ahead.
That? Oh,
just give me 1 second. So while you're doing that, I'm going to bring people into the back end of World of Aihrde and show them how things are sort of set up. So go ahead and do your thing, and then we'll talk about that after you're done.
All right. So let me go to the store here for a second. I didn't think about doing this, but I could have done this, and I didn't. Just a second. I'm on our website. That's what I'm doing. And I am scrolling, looking for. There it is. There's that beauty. So, I think that's the right one. Yeah, we don't have any other ones, do we? No. All right. So, man, everybody's watching me. I'm getting a little nervous here.
The eyes are on Chuck.
Don't worry, Chuck. You're doing fine. Just we're so bored.
Doing all right.
Isn't that a movie? No, it's the eyes of the hills are on you or something. The hills
I've seen
have
that
eyes.
before.
Hills have eyes. Yeah. See you later, Bifford. Have a good night.
See you,
Take
youngest.
it easy, Bifford.
That's Bifford, the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that was an interesting name. All right, so as you can see, this is what we're going to give away. This is a digital map pack. We're going to give away 5 of these. All right. Again, do not type exclamation raffle until after the chat says it's okay, or you won't get on the list. And I want everybody to have a fair chance. I don't want Grape Ape winning all the prizes. Okay, I just want to make that clear. So it's very important. Okay, so let me get over here to giveaways. Let me find the map pack here. And let's see. There it is. Somewhere. Where'd it go? Remind me to go
The
in here and
hills.
trim some of these down in here. Good God.
The hills
Bunch of
have
them.
eyes of Texas are upon you.
I'd watch that movie.
I don't know if I would. I'm not a horror fan. I like I like a little suspense. I like a little bit of drama, but mostly I like to laugh or see people die. I'm that in between darkness, which my wife loves. I don't enjoy. She likes to watch. There was some show recently about murders, and it was just too real. It was too much into the psychological thing of minds, and I don't want to know what's in my mind. I certainly don't want to know what's in most people's minds. So
That's a safe thing.
yeah.
I've got
All right.
Manor House
Go ahead.
shows on Netflix. The Haunting of Hill House and the Haunting of Bly Manor or whatever. They're good shows. You should check them out. But it is suspenseful. There's nothing funny
Yeah.
about it.
Well, again, I don't mind some drama, and I don't mind a little bit of suspense. But I'm going to go look up the end as soon as it started. I don't. I was saying that in a stream, I think, the other day, and I don't think people really believe me. I don't like to not know the ending of something. I'll go to the end and read it.
I
What'd you
guess
say?
I've known that about you, but I've forgotten about it.
Yeah.
You're for 40 years or whatever.
Yeah.
35.
Well, I think my reasoning behind it is if it's good, I don't care what the ending is. I'm entertained by the process of how it happens. If I know that they're going to go there, then, and if it's a good piece, then I can just enjoy, the ride with them and not have to try to figure it out with them. I don't want to try and figure out what's going to happen. I just want to. You're more of like, you don't ever want to read about the whole thing. I will read everything about it. I want to know everything about that sort of thing. And then I can kind of watch the actors act and kind of see how the plot goes and all that stuff.
Craft of it. Yeah, I kind of look at it when they make a TV show or a movie, they're really only doing that to entertain me. So
that's true. Yeah. At some point when we're all up late at night, we'll explain to everybody Steve's worldview as his mind, tries to point it out.
we probably should.
Scary. No. We'll make that for the Patreon only people.
There you
How's
go.
that?
So Greg has a question here.
Yeah.
So I guess what I would like to see in World Anvil is a condensed version, not such an overload of massive information that will take weeks and months to go through. The ability to cut through all the fluff and just access an area that to play in. Well, you do have that.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah, and go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, no. You go ahead.
I think you do have that, Greg. It sounds like there's more there. I mean, there's a lot there, but if you're only playing in, say, one of the creek beds, the Doglick Rivers there in the Darkened Fold, if you wanted to play in and around that, you're going to zoom into that area. You're going to read about the Doglick River and a couple of terrain features that are around it, and then go. And those it's only like a paragraph or so for each one. Generally speaking, when we're in, now this isn't always the case. Sometimes we do a lot more detail, but generally speaking, the detail that you're going to get is kind of rudimentary. It tells you what it is, why it's named this, or maybe why it's named this, and kind of what's going on there. And the rest is for you to fill out when you're running the game. So I think it's probably what you're looking for is actually there, and what Tim has blown into specifically with Ends Meet, and that's some of the probably literally the most detailed area in the world of Aihrde, simply because it's where so many of my campaigns begin. So we have a mountain of information on Ends Meet. Now, that said, there are some areas that we're really beginning to flesh out that will have more detail. So it's a kind of a mixed bag. Go ahead, Tim.
Well, what I was going to say is I've moved over to one of the ways to look at this is by dark and fold location. So anything in the dark and fold is going to be listed here. That's one way to look at it. Like if you wanted to just set your game in like Green Hills.
That's
Hopefully this
awesome.
is not going to be a bad.
No, that's awesome because you can't find that anywhere where you can actually make a list of all
Yeah.
that stuff. That's awesome. Now I didn't even realize
And
that part
then,
of it.
oh yeah, yeah. If you just go there and then you've got the Green Hills. You can drop in there and play your game, and off you go. I also think that yeah, great. We've been constantly working on this thing. Wayne has been doing just a tremendous amount of work, and a bunch of other people as well, to help us make this work. Now, I love this part that I think Bake came up with this. Bake, if you're in there, you can speak up.
He's watching.
Green Hills, is it all right? Then you get down here, it'll actually have where it is in the map. So you don't have to go back or have two tabs open.
Right.
It'll take you right into where that is. And I think that's slick.
It's cool. I didn't know it actually had you guys had it separated by terrain either. That's pretty badass too, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
this,
I mean, honestly, go ahead.
this is one of the projects that has been, Tim and the crew have been working on it pretty nonstop for the better part of a year, but we haven't really been pushing it and promoting it a lot. Just the World Anvil side of things, kind of waiting till it gets to a certain level of development. And I think it's probably exceeded that level of development. So more streams like this would probably be beneficial. But I think, yeah, because you guys, every time I talk to you, you guys are still working on World Anvil, doing whatever it is.
Well,
Yeah,
here's the thing.
there's
It's for someone who does theater of the mind a lot, it's helpful for being able to look things up quick and that kind of thing. Or if you're at the table and you're not doing theater of the mind, but you still got like computers and stuff around you. And like you take Steve, for instance. Steve has probably the most knowledge of anybody about it. So obviously it's probably going to be the least use to him in a way. But like for all the rest of us out there and I'm kind of jesting, but I'm not. I'm serious. I'll never know all of this. So being able to have something like this, just to be able to either prep before I run the game or during the game, yeah, I love it. Yeah,
yeah.
it's great.
Well, that's good. Oh, yeah, I had a point there at some point. I was going to say something. Well, now let me ask you guys. Other than my sort of delayed internet, my stream is okay out there. Everything's working all right.
Yeah, you're fine. We've not
As
had
far-
no hiccups really, other than seeing Steve's
Okay. Well,
backside there. But other than that, it's been pretty good.
well, what I was getting at is that maybe we can start doing these again. See, I was doing them, but I would have to go to somewhere where I had a little bit better internet. I now have satellite internet and DSL I don't have two rudimentary types of internet, but if Discord is making it easier to do this, and you could actually, host the program, we might be able to do these more often. Maybe do one every other week where we do, an update on World Anvil like we were trying to do, and then I could have different guests on that have actually been working on this thing. We can do them late at night or at any point when I can get.
We won't
other
be
people
paying
to
all
show
those. We won't be paying all those fines either. You're getting from the police by parking in the alleys and McDonald's parking lot and all that kind of stuff where they thought you were living in your car. So
That's
that'd
right. I
be
forgot. I used to do that. I'd drive down to Kenneth's house in Jonesboro, or I'd go to the McDonald's here in Hardy. It's about a 30-minute drive, but I go out there and just basically hang out in the parking lot.
Me and Bacon spent
they don't
maybe
much.
an hour
Let me tell you
about
a
that.
story. We were going to a convention a few years back. Tim was driving. We had a lot of work to do, and we stopped. And Tim's used to working on the road, and we stopped at, I think, a McDonald's, may have been a Starbucks, I can't remember. And Tim's in the driver's seat, and he pulls over, gets on the wireless, and he opens his laptop, and he's. So I get out, I try to open my laptop, and it's come out of the bag, and it's this big ass thing. Tim's over there zooming along like Speed Racer, and I can't get my mouse to work. So I remember that was a cluster of biblical proportions for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Oh, I'm
Can't
sure he was
remember what we were
lording it
trying
over
to
you.
do.
I've got an
Do
Apple.
what?
But yeah, exactly. It's the trackpad that you don't need a mouse. He can't work my trackpad. That's the problem.
Can't
But
work
I will. Well, back when I'm living in Maine, I'll get bored of working in the house, so I'll actually go to the Starbucks in South Portland, and then I'll just work from their spot or in my car. So maybe like 2 or 3 hours a day, I'll just go there and do something just to get out and work in my car. It's awesome. I don't have any. Well, I do. I do love my car. So that's why I enjoy it. Now, so, Botanicus, we can access this aired on World Anvil via the 15 monthly Patreon subscription. Yes, that is correct. Now, that's the upsell. That gets you everything. But there are different levels that you get. There's a $15, a $10, and a $5, which basically $5 gets you about what the followers get, which is just a little, it's just a little taste. You can get some stuff, and what we'll do is we'll go back to the front here, and we'll take a look and see what you can get in the follower section. Yeah,
Yep.
go ahead.
While you're negotiating back to that, let me just throw in there real quick. That Patreon account, it is definitely the way to get into World Anvil, into whatever level that you want to dive into the world with and whatever kind of information you want. But at the higher levels of the Patreon, we give all kinds of stuff as well. And there's free adventures that Davis has been putting out each week, GM's tricks of the trade, just all kinds of stuff that you can. Damn it. More now my wife's distracting me. So all kinds of stuff you can get.
Yeah, we're gonna we want Patreon to be like the place to spend your money with us for things outside of whatever your books and stuff are. We want to give you a lot of things. I'm always wanting to think of anything we can think of to put in there.
Just all kinds of stuff. Just tons and tons of stuff.
I'm gonna pick a winner, Tim. Actually, I'm gonna pick 5 winners. 5 of these digital map packs. So you guys will be getting this right here. There we go. Yep, that lovely assortment of maps from Peter Bradley. All right, let's go with the first winner. Now, just so you guys know, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's do this first. First winner up is M5. Good job, M5. Hit me up in Discord. Message me in Discord. Next winner up is Obsidian Risk. All right, there's 2. Grape Ape. What did I tell you, Ape? What did I tell you? There's 3. Say Fletcher, S.A. Fletcher, I think it is. Are you in our Discord? I hope you are. Let me drop that link in the chat just real quick for anybody else that's watching. There we go. I typed in caps because I like to yell. Okay. Where was I? So, Mr. Fletcher, or Lady Fletcher, if you'll hit me up in Discord there, I'd really appreciate it. I'm on the right at the top, Troll Lord Chuck. Next one is going to be Adam Dahl. He won last night. I remember that name. Good deal. So there's the 5 winners there. Very good. And just get with me and I'll get you hooked up on that stuff. One thing I wanted to say real quick, for those in the chat, as we wait for the internet to catch up. There we go. 420. Okay, so I still have. Okay, so Grape, you got to get me with the Patreon demo package. So I still have one left here that no one has claimed yet. Jim hasn't claimed for that yet. Let me see if he's still in here real quick. Yeah, he's still here. I'm gonna type.
He may not have known he won.
He has sound off or something.
He may be like Steve and just not really paying attention to it.
Well, a lot of people work during the time I put in the background.
Yeah. I know. I'm just messing. I do that all the time with this.
All right,
all the shows. I do both. Go ahead.
You go ahead and do your thing. I'm good now.
All right. Let me ask you, Chuck, how many more giveaways we got? We got one more to come?
We have, let me check here my list real quick, please. We still have a signed Codex of Aihrde coming.
Boy.
And at the very end of the show, we're going to give away a Gary Kahn ethereal badge. You're trying to trick me. I know what you're up to. Ethereal badge. So, speaking of which, though,
All right.
on their TikTok today, they,
Yeah.
they announced they were giving away some badges, and it wasn't ethereal. They had some name that I did not recognize, so I don't know what that was all about. I don't know why I'm talking about that now. That's neither here nor there. Y'all proceed on, and congrats,
All right.
everybody.
So, yeah, congratulations to all of you guys. And I think it was Ivatenicus. You were asking about that. Yeah, you can get all of this on the World of Aired and our Patreon. And not only that, it's the giveaways, but I think Steve mentioned that every one of those comes with the access to the GMTT database. If you're new here, Steve does every week on Twitch, and we do on our newsletter, the GM tricks of the trade. And he does 5 tricks that'll help, or tips that'll help GMCKs, as we call them, to better their games. And they're great. We have a great time doing those. And we just passed. Did I tell you, Steve, it was 400? We just made it to 400. Yeah.
400 what?
So that's
Tricks?
400 tricks. Yeah.
Oh,
I just
thought
put
you
in
meant Patreon members. About to have a stroke.
401
Okay.
yesterday. So
Turned 400 tricks? Wait, what? That doesn't sound right.
you have. Well, you are getting old after all. So anyway, that's another thing you get when you do that. I'll bring that up before we finish here in a little bit. The GMTT database, and it is something that Bake Sauce helped me set up, and entered all of them. And then every week I go in and enter them, and then I let everybody on the Patreon know. And we'll take a look at it here in a few minutes, but it's slicker than owl shit, as I like to say. So we'll take a look at that here in a bit. But anyway, let's get back to what you can get if you're a follower. I see, by the way, we have 2 new followers during the show. Thank you guys for doing that. Make sure to email me, tim@trollord.com, and I will get you your access. So we have it kind of broken down, and this is where Steve was sort of indispensable in trying to make this all make sense for everybody. We've got so many different ways of putting this out there. How do you kind of define your starting point? So we have Aihrde followers is going to give you taste of some of the larger land masses and seas and whatnot. Then we have a little bit of deity stat blocks. I'm not going to go through all these, but it kind of gives you an idea. The Kingdom of Ursa followers. Then there's some fiction. I'm going to plug Steve's fiction. I really don't enjoy blowing wind up his skirt, but the Ava and Uric short stories are fantastic. If you haven't got them, go to our store and buy them. They're like $1.99 or something like that. They're good. And they're actually going to be going into here if they're not in here already. Some of them are, some of them aren't.
That's right. You're going to put them in there and track them on the maps, right? So people can see where the adventures of Aihrde take place.
That's one of the things that I actually want to do myself. Because I'm sort of fascinated in the way that they're in there. And I know when you started writing them, you didn't really think of them as a linear sort of story, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I immediately in my head, that's where I went. I was like, oh well, I would like to see what they're going to do next, or what did they do earlier. I'm sort of just built that way to understand.
Yeah. So there's, just to let folks know, there's 8 of them published, and there's another 4 that I think I pulled it off the Dropbox. You've edited the 12th one. And I remember when we started reading them, I think you made a few comments to me, and it kind of it sent me in that kind of linear track, because story 1's just a story about Uric, and story 2 is just a story about Uric, and then story 3 he meets Ava, and then it just kind of goes from there. And by story 5, linear. I mean, I'm kind of, now I'm the same way with you in my mindset. Now I'm just kind of telling their tale as it unfolds.
Right. And it allows you to kind of do it and introduce different places in Aihrde. And so one of the things we'll do is we'll just have a section for those stories, and we'll put it on a map. And there's a way to do drawings so that you can do a little trek between, the Blacktooth Ridge, wherever you're going, and then you can click on that. And my imagination is that you're going to be able to do that and click on that, and then you'll get the stories that occur in that area. Then you'll do the next, what I mean? So like a mini map of where they are, where they've been. All right, so let's see.
I want to throw this out there because it just occurred to me. I'm constantly looking to my left, but that's because I have the World Anvil and the Twitch stream open on my monitor over here. So that's why I'm constantly looking for it to see what you're opening up on the World Anvil.
Well, and I've got the Twitch open on my phone because I only have one screen, so I'm looking at it on my phone to see what the questions are, and that was throwing me off because I am so delayed here with video, the video that, man, it could be 10 minutes before I know what the heck anybody's looking at. So anyway, we got fiction, we got adventures. We even have some adventures free out there. Pray the Thief, When Priests Die, and Palthrus Sundry. And then we were just starting in on some NPCs that Davis had put up there. Farth Tubbelly. Yeah, Davis is a great writer and a great friend of mine, but I would love to just break one of his fingers every time he introduces a new character that has 17 vowels and 14 consonants in the name.
You're preaching to the choir.
I know. I think 5 letters, maybe 8 max.
That comes from his. He was in the army. He was a Czech translator. So.
Oh, that is
yeah, exactly. I know. And he did Arabic, and he had what was it? Slavic languages. You can see a lot of that in his writing too. All right, so let's get on down to it. So that's kind of what you get in the follower section. Now, when you get in, they're not broken up by $5, $10, whatever. It's basically because they just don't have a way to do that, make it easily. Otherwise, we'd have to repeat everything every single time. But what you're going to get, in here is adventure series. Like we were talking about earlier, we were looking at which one. We looked at Innsmeet. That's in Beneath the Canopy Green, but also all of the Umbridge saga is in there as well. So everything from AO to A17 is in there, along with the appendix. I think somebody wrote that appendix. Can't remember if that was.
I'm not sure
what happened there. Yeah, well, whoever did it, awesome job. It probably was Wayne. Huh?
Okay.
So can I?
Yeah, that's the
I clicked. Sorry.
For a second. I'd like to do another giveaway if possible.
All right.
I'd love for you to. I have to go to the restroom. I'll be right back.
So we are going to do a giveaway of this beauty right here. This is the Codex of Aihrde, written by Stephen Chanel. He wants to autograph it, and he's going to put a $10,000 bill inside of it. Oh, wait, they don't make those. But he is going to autograph the book and mail it to you, so that's great. So we're going to do a giveaway for that. Yeah, so let me get this set up here. Just a second. All right, guys, I want everybody to try to do this. We can do this. Let's keep Grape Ape from winning anymore. That's the key, okay? Got to do that. No more Grape Ape. No more. All right, so I'm going to start the raffle now. Steve, entertain the audience with a tale of the ancient times.
All right, has the raffle begun?
It has begun.
So we're doing the whole Codex of Aihrde. That's very, very cool. So the Codex of Aihrde, comes with a full blown up map in it as well. So it's quite the the Doomiflachi there. As
I
we
didn't
would
know it
say.
had that, and one of my players discovered that and said, "Look in the back of here," and I was like, "Don't touch it, you'll hurt it." I didn't know it was in there, that kind of thing. So,
Yeah, they're done in there by little bitty glue tabs, is what they're called. So they pop
yeah,
out easy. They hold on well, but they'll pop out pretty easy without damaging the book.
and I'm assuming the publisher does that, right?
Yeah.
I've always wondered about stuff like that. If it's like you got like a bunch of gnomes doing it, or if it just comes. I'm sure there's a
We have
charge
done
for that.
we have done, since TLG's been hacking away for what, close to 20 years, if not over 20 years, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Is it over? It's over 20 years now.
It's over. Yeah.
We have tried just about everything possible in manufacturing, stuffing, whatever it is, to bring a book to press. Folding it ourselves, doing the glue tabs ourselves, hiring companies to do the glue tabs.
Really?
I mean, it's all of it. I remember when we did the Castle Zagging stuff, we were really under the wire, and the license had been pulled, and we had to have everything out and done by December 31st, 2008, 2007, whichever year that was. I can't remember now. And we had, I think we did 750 of those box sets. Each box set had 5 books, 5 maps, and a couple
Holy
other
cow!
things. So my home's living room and down the hallway, we just lined tables up, and everybody was stuffing boxes because we had no time left.
Silence, work. I can just hear you now.
It was nuts because oh man, that product, had she not pulled that license, that product would have done insanely well, because it was it blew the door. Obviously.
Everybody knows you've got like a vault under the warehouse called. It's just got a big Z on the door, and they know there's a big Zygang vault down there with thousands and thousands of books waiting to be taken.
There's
to the
a lot
masses.
of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in the TLG warehouse.
Yeah, I've made it known that I'm going to have a pilgrimage later this fall, and I'm going to go down there and help you clean that place out. It's my duty,
I think, you know what? If you would help clean that place out, you can take whatever you want.
Well, I've already had a bunch of people on Discord say they want to come down and help clean the place out. You would be amazed at the people. So. Anyway, Tim's back. I'll shut up.
Hey, yeah, I'm back. Hey, there's Wayne. Let's see. Jilt with Kicker had a side note, said, "Are we going to see a leather version of the second edition of the Codex Keltarum?" I thought we did that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like 90% certain we did it, but dude, I don't think we've put the leather Gaxmore on the store. We haven't put. I will bet you. I will check. I know where those are stowed away. Let me go check. But I'm like 90% certain.
It's not like we're selling anything anyway. Come on, we're not in the business of that.
Yeah, what's the point in selling?
Did you say you saw Wayne somewhere?
Well, I thought so. Rhino Dino 73.
No, that's not Wayne. Wayne is Wayne. Actually, on here, I think it's Red Dragon, maybe still. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, who's Rhino Dino?
Rhino Dino is just a dude that hangs out in our chats and our Discord. Very cool cat.
Hey, Rhino Dino. Yeah, I've talked to him several times. I think, Wayne is like Red Dragon 1984 or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know. I think. Oh, Ryan. Okay, Ryan. Oh, hey, Ryan. I won't go any further. My brain just gets tired trying to think of names. People talk names.
That's all right.
I think everybody here ought to be like George or Tim or Sally or whatever. No, we do not have it on the store. So he's going to have to check and see if we have it.
What are you looking for?
Got any? I know. Well, when we did the second printing or the second edition of that, we were supposed to have a leather. We did it probably for the backers, but I don't know. We usually ordered a little bit more so that people could buy them on the store.
This is the second edition. I need one of those. I don't have one.
Yeah, we've got about 5 or 6 of those, so we need to get that on for sure.
Yeah, we need to get those on the.
Hide one for me. Yeah, we need to get those up there. Yeah,
I'll do it, Chuck.
I think the one I got's the first edition. So.
Yeah.
The leather copies go in a very special cabinet that are very close to me, so that I know when because they're expensive to do.
Well, they're nice.
Yeah, they are
I'd
crazy.
never owned any leather stuff before I got your guys' stuff, but even before I started working. And I'm telling you, yet again, I know we were talking about quality, but I'll tell you what, those leather books are very cool. Very cool.
Allsworth does a fantastic job print.
Yeah.
They're a good quality book, that's for sure. All right, so where were we? You guys were talking about something. Did I leave off somewhere? Oh, we were looking at some of the NPCs. Oh, the appendix of a. Did you see that, Steve? Had you seen that appendix?
Oh, we were talking about that. Oh, is this the monsters going up finally?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the new monsters from there.
That's Tome of the Unclean. No, yeah, that's Tome of the Unclean right there.
Meagle.
Tome of the Unclean. Very cool. Oh, that's cool. I hadn't seen that. I didn't know we had monsters going.
Yeah, basically what happened was I caught you at a moment, and because you had been putting off about what we were doing, monsters and monsters, and I caught you at some point, and you said, "Yeah," and so that was all I needed, and I got Wayne working on it.
Just let everybody know the way things work around here. I'll be working on something, and Chuck and Tim will be working on things, and they'll ask me for resources because all the resources are kind of centered where I'm at. And I'll be grumbling, I got to do my own shit. I got to take care of this. And then when they don't get the resources that they need, they don't get it done. And then I come back at them, why don't you have this done? Well, you don't give me the resources. We're going to fix that, though, with the new server. That should be fixed.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. So anyway, there's that. And then let me get back here to the next section here. Which one is one of my favorites? If it'll come up. There we go. Don't ever move out to the hint.
I answer Great Babe's question. You may not have seen it yet. May not have showed up yet.
How is the purchasing set up on World Anvil? Like if you are scrolling through and purchase a module that is listed on the map, is it through World Anvil or through the Trollord store, and then you put a code in? Really the way, and again, we don't have a lot of this set up in here yet because I've been focusing more on getting everything into here. So Great Babe, if let's say you're wanting A1, okay, Castle Crusades A1, and you're in it and you go, oh, that's cool. I would like to own a physical copy of it. I need to go in there, put a link, go buy it, and you can go to our store and just pick it up. But if you are on our thing and you're paying the $15 Patreon, you just hit A1 Blacktooth Ridge, Assault on Blacktooth Ridge, and there's your adventure. It's right there. Now I think maybe you might be talking about. I know Frog God was doing something where they had a system where you could buy stuff that was on their World Anvil, and then you could get a code and take it over to their store and get it for some sort of deal or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're not offering what we are on our store, on our World Anvil. We're giving everybody the full adventures. If you're in that level, you're getting everything. And so I don't know. Go ahead.
So essentially what Frog God's doing is giving you a tease. This is not a tease, but here's what you need to play, go. But if you really want the adventure that goes with this terrain piece or whatever it is, here's a code. Go buy this at a discount and enjoy the adventure. On the other, what we're doing is a little bit different. We will eventually have that set up where you can do that. But right now we're focusing on getting all of the content in there. So if it's A1 that you want, it's already there if you're paying the $15 pledge level on Patreon. So you don't need to buy it. I mean, you can if you want, certainly, but everything that you need to play in A1 is right there on the link in whatever that is, the Black Ridge.
Yeah, because
and I go ahead.
Oh, great! It is a huge amount of content. So if there's a published adventure out there that's based in Aihrde, whether it's one that I wrote, Davis wrote, or someone else wrote, and we place it in there, Tim and his crew have moved it en masse to World Anvil. We still find a few that haven't made it there yet, but by and large, if it's on the store, it's on World Anvil. And that $15 a month pledge that you get that you give as a Patreon is it's well worth it. It's
no, it's right.
I mean,
like we were talking earlier.
I can tell you. I'm sorry. Let me just do the math real quick. I think there's 35 adventures on here. and
Yeah.
in digital they're mostly $6.99. So that's. I'm not trying to do a big sale. Go buy Patreon.
No,
Go
because
do
here's
this.
the thing, guys.
No.
Our Patreon, we're gonna keep putting stuff in there because we make games, but we also make fun. I mean, we just want you to have fun with our game. Because like I've told Steve and Tim over and over, they probably get tired of me droning on. If people don't play our games, we're not going to have it no more. So that's what's more important to us about it is you guys get to experience what we are creating, not making $5 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
You guys give us
And
money because you support us because you like us, not because we're out there with a guy on the corner, doing whatever. Anyway, that's my little rant for the day. I'm passionate. I need to give a winner. Tim, can I do that?
Yes.
So for the signed
Go ahead.
book with the $10,000 check, or no, I'm just kidding. It's no $10,000 check. That's a joke. But we have the Real Dorgram. Hey, Real. He hasn't won in a while, but I see him on here all the time. Awesome. That is awesome. Are you in our Discord? I hope you are.
Congrats.
If you're not, then I will put the link.
If not,
there
come join us.
So if you're not, join the Discord there. If any of you guys are not in the Discord, join there. It's very cool. You can get all kinds of cool stuff like pictures of me with my shirt off. No, that's a joke. I don't really take my shirt off. But we do hang out and drink virtual Dr. Pepper. So that's kind of fun, which we play a lot of games. I mean, I joined the Discord this morning. I got out of bed early, and there was already a group in there hanging out talking. We talked about all kinds of cool stuff, man, about, early days. Tim, he stopped by. We do cool things in there. It's a good place.
I stopped by. I was talking to a guy from Germany and a guy from Australia and one from Indiana. And George was in there from Pennsylvania, and then I'm in Arkansas. So it was great, just to be able to hang out and talk to people. And one thing I'm going to pledge to try and do for the Patreon stuff and the TLG supporter group is try to do like an hour a week in that chat. I'm just going to go and hang out, and you guys can come hang out with me if you want to. Come and bitch at me if you want to. You can, we can do just talk about what we're doing, answer questions, anything that I can do. I'll just hang out in there for a little bit, and then we'll just shoot the breeze. Because I don't spend a whole lot of time just in chat or Discord. Again, it's like one of those things where my mind is just sort of centrally focused on what I'm doing. The only reason I'm using Discord is because Chuck makes me come over there from Skype. So that's, but then I get there and I enjoy it, but that's kind of what I'm doing. And Chuck, we need to do the ethereal badge, right?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and start it while you're rambling or while you're talking. Sure. That's reserved for Steve. I apologize, Tim. Yeah, we'll go get that out of the way. That can be running. So we're going to do one last giveaway today, and that's going to be for a GaryCon ethereal badge. Sign up start. I think they may have opened already. What time they start today? I'm not sure. If Balfrin's in there, he'll know. I don't remember the time now. 2 Pacific or something like that. I don't know. I can't keep track of all these time zones, but it's something like that. We have got 5. I'm looking at right here. We've got 6 events ourselves. We're doing a bunch of panels. There's a couple of private chats with Steve and some other folks. On Sunday, he's doing a chat with Ernie and Luke and Elisa Faden. And then we're going to be in some stuff too with Lord Gasumba. We're going to be doing a Redeems Roundtable, which that'll be through Jay. But anyway, we're going to be all through there virtually, so it'll be really cool. Definitely need to try to do that. So I'm going to start the giveaway for that right now. Let me finish this, and we'll go down here and get this set up. Where are you at here? The page of endless giveaways. Good Lord.
Did you see Jilt's comment? Has it come through yet, Tim?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see
I
it.
just responded to it right now. And Statler's. Statler said,
and
come
it's
and
off.
listen to the trains go by. And then
so there you go, guys. If you're interested in going to GaryCon, there's a way to come for free and hang out with us. Me and Steve and all of us will be hanging out Saturday and Sunday in their Discord for a few hours. And then we've got, of course, panels that you can watch. Some are going to be on, most of them is going to be on Twitch. The stuff in the Discord will not be on Twitch. It'll be private. So you just have to sign up, and I'm sure they'll all be gone by tonight. So get in there if you can, if you win.
I'm supposed to go to GaryCon?
I'm sorry?
I'm supposed to go to GaryCon? What?
when is it?
Let's just give me a stroke now after all I've been through. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
See what I have to put up
That's
with.
coming
guys?
up, right? Started now.
Just next week, for heaven's sake.
I know it's right upon us. I can't
Yeah.
wait because you know what's so cool about all this, Steve? I told Tim, but I didn't tell you. In the middle of all of this, my grandchild will come next Saturday, the 26th.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So I told my wife, I said I can't see her until Gary Con's over with, and then she put my stuff out in
Exactly.
the yard, and I said no, I was kidding, and I put my stuff back in the house. So yeah.
Well,
I keep
you
telling
know.
my
Yeah.
kids, where are my grandkids? But Wilson keeps saying things like, I'm 14, Dad. So I don't know what that's
Yeah,
about.
that's a tough one. Oh, I never thought I would
know.
have any. You know that, but my stepdaughter, she's gonna have one. It looks like so. We'll see.
Well,
Well, congratulations.
I told my 3 kids I want 17 grandchildren. And my oldest said she's going to have 1. My middle said he's going to have none. So I turned to Wilson, the youngest, and said, Bud, that's 16 on you. So,
He kind of does need to start pretty soon, doesn't he?
He better. How old is he again?
it's 14, 15 now.
Oh, Lord,
14.
you've put a weight on his shoulders.
Yeah.
The pressure, right, Rhino? That's exactly right. Thank you very
All right,
much, Joe.
so-
I appreciate that. I'm excited. I never really thought about that before. Now it's happening, so it's kind of like,
Cool.
Wow.
Congratulations, man.
yeah, it'll be good. You know.
So let me put the rest out here before we run out of time. Before we pick a winner. We've still got 2 more days left in our Twitch week. I think tomorrow we're doing the GMTT at 4 o'clock to 5:30, right? And then on Friday from 6 to 7, Steve is doing CNC sort of down memory lane kind of thing. Is that what that is? Okay. And then from 7 to 9, he's running a mini game, I think, with 4 players. So if you haven't seen Steve play or run a game, it's almost as much fun as sitting here talking to him. It's very entertaining. You'll learn a lot, and you'll have a lot of good fun. So just see if you can show up for that, 7 to 9. And then I don't think we're going to make it. I'm not sure where we ended up on the followers here, but we're trying to get to 1,500 by Friday. And if we do that, we've got some ridiculous things we're going to do if we get that done at 9 o'clock on Friday.
Hey, Chuck,
Yeah.
the real Dorgrim asks, to whom should I send my info?
Oh, so Dorgum, are you in our? If you're not in our Discord, just because that's where my office is basically Discord. That's what I created it for. It wasn't really for a community. No, I'm joking, but it is my office. So if you'll join that link right there, I just put up. Send me a message. I'm on the right at the very top, and then I'll get you all your info because that's how I can keep track of all this. Because we've given away so much stuff this week. If I didn't have Discord, I don't know what I would do. Is keeping track of it. So yeah. So just do that for me, please.
All right, well, that sounds
All right.
good. Pretty good stream.
Yeah. So I hope you guys will check this out. You can always reach me at tim@trollord.com if you have any questions about this with the Patreon, with World Anvil or GMTT access. And if you want to know what we're doing, or if you want to volunteer with absolutely no pay and nothing other than a warm feeling to help out, we'll look into that. What my one of my friends when I was a kid, she worked with my mother, and she brought me this thing. It had Charlie Brown in a suit, and it said, "Doing a good job around here is like pissing your pants in a dark suit. It gives you a nice warm feeling." Notices, but we will notice. So I promise.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had that up on my
There's a
wall.
lot that we couldn't get done without all of our volunteers and people that just support us
I know.
every way.
They're amazing. Yeah, I love it, and I think maybe we'll start trying to do some more of these and World Anvil chats and bring some of those people on and give them a chance to tell us what they've been doing, working so hard on it.
Yeah, because we do have a channel in our Discord that's just for the World Anvil, so you can go in there and like ask questions and give tips and whatever. And if you want to help out, you can go in there and say, "Hey, I want to help out," and we'll definitely get you some help. You know, you need help, sure. There's a lot. To quote Stephen Chanel, there's a mountain of information to be put on there. A mountain of it. So yeah,
It's a lot of info out there.
I wish you guys could see
Thank you, Jill.
the
Appreciate
river's
that.
crazy right now. It's brown. The creek is brown and the river is green. It's just such a really fun thing to see. If you guys have any questions, shout them out here in the last few minutes. We're still got a few minutes left on this last
Yeah, just a few
thing.
minutes. I do have a question, Steve.
Okay.
Steve's doing
Thank you,
tomorrow's
Jill.
GMTT is going to be about how to play an RPG if you haven't, and if you have some tips on how to run your game better that way. I probably said more than I was supposed to. Could you tell them a little bit what you're going to be talking about tomorrow?
Well, I believe tomorrow's GM Tricks of the Trade. We're going to talk about it's how to play role playing games. And it's really kind of from, and I come from the school that there's no right or wrong way to play a role playing game. But it's going to be more for people who've never played an RPG to come in and sit, and we're just going to kind of talk about that. So if you have family members or young people or whatever who really don't know what the hobby is or what it's about, but they've heard hullabaloo here and there, we're gonna try to tackle that rather difficult conversation.
Well, in a way, it's good for everybody because they're going to find somebody who hasn't played, right? They're going to hopefully grab more people, and they can use these tools to help make it happen. So it's good.
Everybody can come in and enjoy the conversation and join it because, like you said, they're going to have someone join the table that doesn't know what this game is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I've got a group that I'm going to have them watch I'm going to try and get them to watch part of it tomorrow. It's a new group I've got. They're young folk. Well, I sound like some ancient man, but they're in their late 20s and they've never played any tabletop RPGs. The only thing they know is some card games. And so I started teaching them CNC, and they absolutely are infectious about it. They will not leave me alone. They love it. We're having such a good time. And it's nice to have them ask questions that I wouldn't normally think to explain to somebody that's been used to playing, So it's really brought my game up a little bit, so to speak. Not making a pun, but, that kind of thing.
No, it's a new perspective. People looking at it makes it rewires your brain, which is nice.
Oh, yeah.
I think your rule ended there, Chuck.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ended. So let's draw it. Let's see who it is going to be here. So
I got a roast upstairs ready to be eaten. So
I know. I'm going to drop a couple links in the chat real quick. This is a link to what we're giving away, if you just want to look. And then here is well, that's probably not going to work. Let me do this instead. I had it on my side of things, and let's see here. Huh. Well, I typed in Trollord Games thinking it would just show our events, but evidently there's some other stuff on here. But I'm going to drop this link anyway. We're at the top. There's some other ones there. I don't know why it's got us in there with those, but whatever. I guess their algorithm's off just a little bit. Here are the events we're doing. I'm going to actually put this up this week and put it on social media, but that'll show you what we're doing. We got those events there going on. Let's draw it here, and we'll see who's going to win. I'm really excited about this. The winner is Retro Gamer Meth. And he was in Discord today saying he did not know whether or not he should chance spending the money for the badge, and now he's won. That's awesome.
There you go.
I told you
look
might
at that.
win. That is great.
Retro.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Good deal.
congratulations, man. Good deal. Yeah. Well, that's really cool. Well, that's great. I'm just reading through all those. That's kind of nice. Because I think he was fairly new to CNC. I think I was talking to Ultra Magnus. I think he was fairly new to the game. Is that right, Chuck?
Math is? I'm not 100% sure. I know that he's not new to 3D printing. He's a master at that. We have a channel in there for miniatures and terrain, and you should see the stuff he puts in there.
Yeah.
It's artwork. Oh, my goodness. I just can't. I don't understand how he's able to make all that stuff. It's beautiful. It really is.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that does it for tonight. Steve is hungry, and I need to go eat as well. But I want to thank you all for coming out. Chuck for running it. Steve for keeping us afloat with all the information. We'll see you back tomorrow. We'll both back tomorrow at 4:00 with GM Tricks of the Trade. Steve, you got anything else to say?
No, just thanks to everybody for stopping in and listening to us jibber jabber and enjoying the conversation. And give us a follow if you haven't. Spread the word. We're trying to get to 1,500
Yes.
this week. Quite a few more shows,
Yeah.
but really sure appreciate you guys coming out and joining us. We really do.
Yeah, we sure do. All right, Chuck, thank you very much. Steve, we'll see everybody later.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Troll Lord Games. Join the fray.